Okay, I don't know if anybody tuned in, but if you did, I just want to say thank you very much. Please excuse my sweating. I have hot flashes, so I sweat a lot often than I would like to. But anyway, I thank you all for tuning in. If I'm doing anything wrong, please excuse me. This is my first Periscope, but no better time than now. So, if you have been on any kind of social media, there is an organization called, hey, there has been, excuse me, hello everybody that's tuning in now. But anyway, there is an organization called Living Beyond Breast Cancer. And they had a wellness weekend and a young breast cancer advocate training in Denver, Colorado. And so I went and met a bunch of beautiful ladies, and we got trained to do what I'm doing now, to advocate. And so if you have been on any kind of social media, as I was stating before, then you will see beyond the hashtag Beyond the Breast. We're trying our best to just make that the top trending hashtag, and it stands for any person, women or men, that has metastatic cancer. And if you do not know what that is, metastatic cancer is when you have cancer in one area of your body and it goes to another organ, whether it's bone or your liver, lungs, anything of that nature. And so we're making it a really huge deal because for some of us, October's coming up, which is my favorite month because of my birthday, but also it's a big deal over this pink ribbon, pink ribbon, okay? Well, for people like me who have surpassed that ribbon, because even though in the original area it was gone, no problem, it moved to another area, which was my lumbar spine, which caused me to, it was a fracture. I couldn't walk for a period of time. It was just a very horrible and miserable thing. So I have 3 points that I want to touch on. And if I don't answer any of your questions, then you can ask your questions then, or however that you see that you want to do it. So the first thing, I already explained what it is. So I'm going to give you just a brief little timeline of my story. So back in 2012, I found 2 lumps. And about 2 months later, June-ish, or August, or however long that time, it was DCIS, which means ductal carcinoma in situ, which is like they call it a pre-cancer, like it's at the very beginning. Well, my cancer was also estrogen sensitive, so it multiplied at a very rapid rate. But I chose to have the bilateral mastectomy and all those things done with I got reconstruction done and all those types of things. And so I'm like, okay, great, cool. I'm finna go on with my life and move on. I did chemotherapy one time, but I opted not to do it anymore because I didn't like the way that it made me feel. So I was doing good and I moved on and everything was wonderful for a point in time. And then about a year later, that is when I ended up with the fracture in my lumbar spine, when I was told that the breast cancer had moved to that area and it was eating away at the bone. So for me, my organ of choice, they call it an organ. I never knew bone was an organ, but is my bones. I went through that hospital, got back on my feet, everything was great. Then I moved to Arizona, and then I had another setback with a compression fracture in the back of my neck, which I had to have radiation. So not only was it my compression fracture, my compression fracture in my neck, then I had my right hip again in my lumbar spine, my right shoulder, on both ribs. I had a little spot and a little bitty spot on the top of my head, my scalp, under the scalp, really. I should say the skull. So I was yet shocked and surprised. I wasn't expecting to hear all of that, but that's just where it was at with that situation. So I had to wear this ugly neck collar and all this stuff for a period of time, because if my compression fracture would have pushed down on my spine, causing it to collapse, then my diaphragm would have collapsed and I wouldn't be able to breathe, and henceforth I would not be here today. A lot of people would be sad. including myself, because there's a lot I still need to do. But so I went through all of that. I got back on my feet again, which leads us up to now, and I am doing very well. Now, the reason why this is, I went through all of that to kind of give you a background, but to let you know the big deal is there is no cure for this. You know, there's no cure for mastosis. There is no cure. They can make you, for me, I'm doing really well. I only have to take one shot, which is to keep my bones strengthened, and one pill a day, which is excellent, because for those who are affected in the organs, any liver, your lungs, is so much worse. So we want to get the word out to just put it out there, because it's more than that pink ribbon. When we live it, like, people are literally living, giving up, they're dying. I'm going to say giving up their lives. They're dying. And once they die, because also, I skipped a little bit, but mastosis is also considered a stage 4 cancer. And most of the time, if you have stage 4 cancer, people want to write you off. Some doctors, don't nobody want to see you, nobody want to touch you. I even had a lady tell me this weekend that the people at Massage Envy wouldn't even give her a massage. So it's important that we get the awareness out about mastosis, and not just think that, okay, it's just all about this pink ribbon, because you're finna see them everywhere. You know, pink pins, you have balloons, shirts, everywhere. So we want to get it out there that it's a lot more important than just this pink ribbon. You know, people are dying. They are hurting. I've lost 3 friends already within the last 2 years, and it seemed to happen every time that I'm in the hospital. So, you know, it's very important that we get it out. So I already explained to you what it was. So, how do we manage? So for me, life is a lot different than what I'm used to. It's a little bit trying sometimes getting up and down the stairs. If you're sitting for a very long time, you cramp up, you're hurting. But when I had the radiation on the back of my throat, it burned the inside of my throat, so I can't eat everything the same. My throat gets dry a lot. I am sweating bullets, if you can see it, horribly. I've been sent into early menopause. I'm only 33, Lord. So I mean, but these are things that we go through just so that we can live a longer life, you know, so we can be around for our family and for our friends. So this is why we are pushing beyond the breast. Now for me, I do this every day, all day, all year round. It's not just 1 month for me. So it is very important that we are considerate of those, you know, that are going through, trying their best. I met a lady today who they told her she only has 5 months to live. That's a very hurtful thing to hear, and everyone is giving up on her. And it shouldn't be that way. This is the time where we should all be surrounding and loving, you know, and loving on her, instead of just running away. So, long story short, that's the basis. That's what all the beyond the breast is about, because it is, you know, it goes beyond just simple breast cancer. It's a lot more of a struggle for us. So if you have any questions, I would like to take them at this time if you want. If not, then I'll have to see you next time. I most certainly will. Thank you so much. I'm trying to give some time to the late bloomers. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. This is my first time using this avenue, and it's a little different than YouTube, but I'm going to get the hang of it. But thank you so much. Thanks. My #1 fan. Okay, well, if that is all, I would like to thank everyone that tuned in and just gave me a few minutes of their time, because it's really important that we understand, you know, what's going on and what's going on around us. Sometimes, you know, we get caught up in our own life, and it can easily be us. So thank you all very much for tuning in, and I greatly appreciate it. Have a good day.